Escorts. It wants to increase its stake in Escorts via a preferential share allotment plus an open offer of over $1 billion. But Escorts' current promoter group, the Nanda family, is not selling any shares and will continue to be fully invested in the firm. Bharat Madan, Group CFO and corporate head of Escorts, is joining us from Faridabad. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, and congratulations on this potential deal with that of Kubota. Can I ask, the company wants to take a majority stake, as much as 53%. Is there any regulatory risk in getting this approved, and what do they bring to the table?
Sorry, I lost you in between. Can you repeat your question, Emily?
I just wanted to check, given that they're going to be taking a majority stake in your company, is there any regulatory risk in getting this approved potentially by regulators? And what does Kubota bring to the table?
Yeah, so Emily, this obviously the percentage of 53.5% is depending on the situation, how much shares they get in the tender offer from the retail shareholders and then the institutional investors. So that's, I think, going to be a key to determine how they are going to reach that number. But going through the regulators, we don't think should be an issue. I think we should be able to get this approval in place. And we expect this transaction should be over by end of February or middle of March.
What kind of a boost do you expect this to give to your market share? Currently, you are the country's fourth largest player with a 12% market share. Do you expect this to give you guys a boost?
So, Emily, within Kubota and Escorts combined, we hold about 13 to 14% market share. And our aspiration is to reach a number of somewhere around 20 to 24% between the three brands we have today, including Kubota and Powertrain and Formtrack, the two brands that the company uses. So I think with Kubota collaboration, we think this should be a target which we are aspiring for, and we should be able to reach there, in next 6 to 7 years time frame.
Indeed, on that topic about market share, obviously you at Escorts have quite a strong presence already in India, but Kubota, I guess, brings you more of a global reach, doesn't it? So to that point, what are your aspirations globally, and what is your outlook for the global tractor market in terms of growth?
So as you know, India is the largest manufacturer of tractors in the world today. So we have in terms of our own volumes, it will be close to 1 million units which we produce every year. So obviously the aspiration is to be the largest exporter of tractors from India. And that's what I think the Kubota partnership is going to help us in accessing their global network. Kubota is already present in almost 120 countries, and their network is going to assist Escorts in exporting its products. So the products which we have existing, as well as the new products which we develop jointly with Kubota, I think that's something which we can actually export from India. So we think this is a large opportunity which actually awaits us once this partnership is done.
You mentioned new products. We're very excited to hear about the potential for the X tractor, the driverless tractor, and other potential R&D that you might be putting into the EV space. What can we look forward to, and in what timeline?
So as you know, Escorts has already launched electric tractors. We're exporting those tractors from India. Though in the domestic market, we have not yet launched those tractors. So I think this will be one of the focus area with this collaboration with Kubota. And then Kubota is also keen to expand the production space to other equipment, farm equipment like harvester combines, and also construction equipment space, and maybe also looking at the engine manufacturing. So I think in terms of the potential, there will be large offering of products which can happen from Escorts portfolio, which can be used not only for domestic market, but also for global market. And EV remains a very attractive space for both the players.
As we listen to and watch the the car industry and various semiconductors talking about the global chip shortage, has that impacted the tractors in any way?
So Emily, so far the impact has not been much on the tractor industry, but yes, going forward, we expect some impact will start happening, especially on the electronic parts which we are sourcing now. And as you know, India is also graduating to the new emission norms. So from April, for the higher horsepower tractors, we switch over to the new emission norms, which will be Euro 4 or BS4.
You mentioned, of course, semiconductors and electronic parts, but are you suffering?
not
sorry,
much
sir.
impact
So I
as
was
of
just
now.
jumping in because obviously Emily was... Sorry, go ahead.
So not much impact as of now, but going forward, maybe some impact may happen. But as of now, the industry is not really much impacted because of the shortage.
Sorry about jumping in. It's, the time delay is quite difficult, isn't it? So that's, of course, the semiconductor side of the equation. But are you suffering any other supply chain issues, given the fact that globally there's barely a manufacturer that hasn't been affected by delays in shipping, logistics costs, of course, going up? How has it manifested itself in your business?
So one other concern obviously has been the inflation. The commodity prices have moved it quite a bit in the last 9 months or 12 months. So that is something which is impacting the demand to some extent, because the price increase have been taken in the market. So otherwise, from the supply chains perspective, we don't see any shortage, really there. But yes, inflation will remain a factor of worry for us.
Just really quickly, can you pass that on to consumers? Is the demand strong enough?
So we already had a very high base last year after the pandemic, and now he's looking at more like a flattish sort of industry this year. As you know, tractor industry is a cyclical business, and we had good run in the last 2-3 years. So maybe some correction may set in, maybe next year. But otherwise, on the rural sentiment, the agriculture front, the things look positive as of now.
Thank you very much for that candid discussion, Bharat Madan of Escorts. Thank you, sir. We're going for a very short break here on Street Signs, but Pakistan's central bank is on an aggressive tightening cycle with its recent rate hikes. We're going to be speaking to the governor if that is enough to combat inflation in an exclusive CNBC interview coming right up.